Hi guys, this is Zoe. I'm going to give you some tips on how to set up your TopspinPro. The first thing is you want to check is that your screens are nice and straight and correctly into the screen holders at the side. You should be able to see the screens nice and straight from both the front and the side view. Okay, the next thing you want to check is the tightness of the wing nut, which is here on the side. If the wing nut is too tight, this is what's going to happen. The ball won't spring back. If it's too loose, the opposite will happen and it will be excessively loose on that forward hit. So you want it to be somewhere in between where you can hit that ball and it pops back fairly quickly like it does right there. The next thing you want to check is that the bungee is attached correctly. So it should be across the top of the ball arm here. It should run around the front and then through that gap, and then it attaches on the rear next to the tripod pin. So you can see it right there next to the pin. If it's unconnected, this is what's going to happen. The ball will just drop. The next thing you want to check is that you've got the right amount of spin on the ball. If you place your hand on the top and push down, it should last for approximately 4 seconds. If it's spinning more than that or less, you can add or remove from the side here a couple of shims to either increase the friction or remove to decrease, and you're going to get the correct amount of spin. Okay, the next thing you want to check is that you've got your TopspinPro set at the correct height. I would suggest removing the pin and putting it on the lowest setting to begin with. This is the best way to practice both your ground strokes and your topspin serve. It's more realistic to have it on that lower setting because we know the pickleball doesn't bounce particularly high. If you want to practice your topspin volleys, you perhaps want to set it a little bit higher because we know that when you're contacting those topspin volleys, you're going to be somewhere in this range here of hitting the ball just below net height or somewhere above. Okay, the next thing you want to check is that you've got your spacing or your contact point correct. Now this is the same whether you're hitting on the forehand side or the backhand side. You want to make sure that you're not so close that you're jammed up to the ball and you're not so far away that you're having to overextend and reach. We want that contact point to be somewhere out in front of your body in this area that's known as the power zone, which will also allow you to have your chest and your hips facing forward when you strike the ball. If you're too sideways on like this, you're not going to be able to rotate through the shot and get as much power and topspin as you would like. So make sure, as I say, you've got comfortable spacing where you can reach without stretching and that the front of your body is facing forward at the contact. Once you've got your spacing and contact point correct, I would suggest starting off using your hand to begin with, because that's going to give you that real feel for topspin. So basically, start with your hand and you want to get that feel for the glance up the back of the ball, which is how we create that topspin. Your hand should not be making contact with any other part of the device apart from the ball. So we're looking for that nice, smooth, controlled roll up the back. Once you've got a feel for that, you want to add the paddle in. Same thing, go nice and slowly so you're getting a feel for that roll. You should be able to come up the back of the ball without making contact. And then as you start to feel more confident, you can extend that swing through, and then eventually you can have the entire swing, making sure that you're getting your shoulders turning on the backswing and on the follow through.